Every time people looked at me when I was a little kid, they would always say, "Wow, you are your dad's mini me," as if I was a clone. At least that is what it felt like when everyone said how much I resembled my father. As I grew older, so did the game of who do I look like. People started saying, you actually look like your mom now. And every now and then someone would throw in, you actually look like your sister now. Seriously. If there is one thing nobody wants to be told about, is that they look like their sibling, right? It's like I'm my own person. Now, genetics has a sick sense of humor about that. It plays a mix and match game with the features that runs in my family. According to National Human Genome Research Institute last accessed November 1, 2024, human body houses 20,000 to 25,000 genes. It means tens of thousands of small bits of DNA stuff within our DNA playing little roles in who we are. Whether you get your mom's nose or your dad's eyes, genetics is also about your health. So today we'll be learning about genetics. We'll be discussing what genetics is, how it influences traits, and applications of genetics. First, let's talk about what genetics is. According to Genetic Home Reference last accessed November 1, 2024, genetics is like a family recipe book. Each family has that one recipe that gets passed down from one generation to next with some changes along the way. That's why your aunt has curly hairs, your mom has dimples, or you can wiggle your ears like your grandpa. Now, at its core lies DNA, shaped like a twisted ladder. Now, each step of this ladder consists of pairs of chemicals that serve as letters in the genetic code. Now, these letters combine to form gene that controls everything from whether you'll be a morning person or a night owl. Now, these genes combine to form chromosomes. Now, half of the chromosomes are passed by a mom during birth and other half by your dad. That is why you can be tall or short or any one of this number of things depending on the genes you inherit from your parents. For example, if both of your parents has blue eyes, you have a good chance to have them. But if one of your parents has brown eyes and your another parent has blue eyes, you'll have both, either, or a little of each like green. So now that we have explored what genetics is, let's discuss how it influences traits. First, let's talk about physical traits. Genetics talks a lot about like eye color, hair texture, or whether you can roll your tongue or smell things as well as anyone else. So that's pretty much why you might have your Aunt Linda's red hair or your uncle's bald feet. So, according to U.S. National Library of Medicine last accessed November 1, 2024, genetics is not just about the way you look, it also influences your health. Some genetic disorders are passed directly through your genes, for example, cystic fibrosis or sickle cell anemia. Have you ever wondered why doctors ask you about your family medical history? That is why. You might get your family knows, but there is also a chance that you can get the diseases that runs in your family, from heart disease to um, lung disease, anything. It's like getting a family heirloom that you didn't even ask for but might have to deal with. So now that we have discussed how genetics influence traits, let's look at the applications of genetics in modern science. According to Mayo Clinic staff last accessed November 1, 2024, one of the interesting uses of genetics is gene testing. Have you ever heard about those ancestry tests that can tell you whether you are part of Irish or Italian? But those tests are not just about your ancestor, it also tells you about your health. It's like peeking into a crystal ball, and with a simple cheek swab or a blood sample, you can know the potential risk of health diseases in your family, thereby curing them. Now that we have discussed what is gene testing, let's explore. Secondly, let's explore what is gene therapy, something that sounds like a science fiction movie. According to American Society of Gene and Cell Therapy last accessed November 1, 2024, scientists can literally go in and fix that faulty gene. It's like having a typo in the most crucial document ever. And now, with the help of gene therapy, scientists can go in and fix that typo, thereby curing the disease. In some of the diseases like cancer, gene therapy is still at embryonic stage, but still how impressive it is. So today we learn about genetics. We discussed what genetics is, how it influences traits, and applications of genetics. Remember, every human has 20,000 to 25,000 genes that control everything from your appearances to your health. So it's pretty obvious that genetics plays a crucial role in who we are. So next time your aunt says that you look like your mom or dad, credit genetics for it, because this unique magic of genetics makes you unique. Thank you.